So as I was working, I noticed that my strokes weren't lining up proportionally with the strokes that this worksheet gives me. And I could not figure out why. Well, as I was watching the video on the blog, the lady mentioned how most calligraphy pen tips are created for right-handed people. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So what I decided that I have to do is essentially make my stroke marks backwards from the way I was making them before. Before, I would start at the right, the way we normally write. So start from the far left and take the pen over and then down, over. But my thick lines are thin, and where my thin lines are supposed to be, they are thick. Which is why going backwards, because it is opposite of right hand, the proportions line up properly. I'm going to move on to some lowercase letters now. As I was practicing, I noticed that lowercase letters were a bit easier for me to make than uppercase. This surprised me. I thought that uppercase would be easier, so that way you have more room to see the type of stroke you need for the letters. But because uppercase is so much bigger, that made it more difficult, where lowercase being smaller letters, it makes it easier for me to find a rhythm to flow through the letters. G's are still very difficult to make. I wouldn't make a lowercase g like this if I wasn't in the process of learning. The lowercase m is one of my favorite letters to make. I just like the way it curves and it flows smoothly as I write. It's easy to make these backwards as well. Next, what I worked on were numbers, which you would think would be simple, but because I didn't have anything to practice off of, it was very difficult for me to find correct proportions. 0, 1, 2, and if you notice, I am still making the strokes backwards. Getting ink all over myself.
Meg, can you please pass the milk?
Shut up, Dad.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'll shut up.
What?
She's right, Lois, she's right. I don't need milk, I'll just moisten my cereal with spit. Good spit.
Peter, what the hell is going on? Please tell me this isn't still about how you punked out in front of those guys at the clam.
A 6 is tricky.
Peter, stop it! Are you crying?
No.
This is insane, Peter. I want you to march down to the clam right now and get your boots back.
Oh my God, Lois, you're right. If they see me crying,
Same with the letter 8.
No, I'm saying you gotta go down there and...
I have to make them as 2 separate circles.
yeah. Yeah. I am going to the clam and I'm getting my boots back. And Meg, you're gay.
No, I'm not.
You like guys, right? Yeah, that's all being gay.
Next, I will write my name, which I found that it is easier for me to write my name with my own style.
This little beauty here is top of the line. You just pull like this to go left, and like so to go right. Where are the brakes? I just grab hold of both and pull straight back. And the whoa is optional.
You wouldn't buy a motorcycle without handlebars. No thanks. Then you shouldn't ride a motorcycle without Geico insurance. Roadside assistance, 24-hour service, great rates. Geico Motorcycle.
Marquisha.
South